The Supermarine Spitfire stands as one of the most iconic aircraft of World War II. Renowned for its elegant design, exceptional performance, and critical role in various theaters of the war, the Spitfire has captured the imaginations of aviation enthusiasts and historians alike. This essay delves into the development, operational history, technical specifications, and the legacy of the Supermarine Spitfire, illustrating why it remains a symbol of aerial excellence and resilience. Origins and early development. The Spitfire's journey began in the 1930s, as the Royal Air Force, RAF, sought to modernize its fighter fleet. The aircraft was the brainchild of R.J. Mitchell, the chief designer at Supermarine Aviation Works. Mitchell's vision was to create a high-performance fighter capable of matching or surpassing contemporary German aircraft. The design process began with the Type 224, a gull-winged monoplane that failed to meet performance expectations. However, lessons learned from this prototype informed the creation of the Type 300, which eventually evolved into the Spitfire. With its sleek, elliptical wings and innovative features, the Type 300 prototype first took to the skies on March 5, 1936, marking the birth of the Spitfire. The Spitfire's distinctive elliptical wings were not just aesthetically pleasing, they were a key factor in its superior aerodynamic performance. This design minimized drag and allowed for a higher top speed and better maneuverability. The thin wing cross-section also contributed to improved performance at high altitudes. Powering the Spitfire was the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, a marvel of engineering that provided the necessary thrust and reliability. The Merlin engine underwent continuous improvements throughout the war, significantly boosting the Spitfire's capabilities. Early versions of the Spitfire were equipped with the Merlin 2 and 3 engines, which produced around 1,030 horsepower. Later models saw this output increase significantly with the introduction of the Merlin 61 and 66 engines, providing up to 1,720 horsepower. The Spitfire's moment of glory came during the Battle of Britain in 1940. As the Luftwaffe launched its aerial assault on Britain, the Spitfire, alongside the Hawker Hurricane, became the backbone of the RAF's defense. Though the Hurricane bore the brunt of the conflict, the Spitfire's superior performance and dogfighting capabilities made it a formidable opponent for the German fighters. The Spitfire's role in the Battle of Britain was not just about its technical prowess but also its symbolic value. It represented British resilience and the determination to defend the homeland against overwhelming odds. Pilots flying Spitfires, such as Douglas Bader and Johnnie Johnson, became national heroes, and their exploits were celebrated in newspapers and newsreels, boosting public morale. Following the Battle of Britain, the Spitfire saw extensive service in the Mediterranean and North African theaters. The Spitfire played a crucial role in gaining air superiority over the Axis forces. Its ability to engage and defeat Italian and German aircraft, including the formidable Messerschmitt Bf 109, was instrumental in supporting ground operations and ensuring the success of Allied campaigns. The Spitfire also made its mark in the Pacific theater, where it faced a different set of challenges. The long distances and harsh conditions of the Pacific Islands required further adaptations. The Spitfire 8 and 9 variants, with extended range and improved performance, were deployed to counter the Japanese threat. In the hands of the Royal Australian Air Force, RAAF, and other Allied forces, the Spitfire fought valiantly against Japanese aircraft. Despite initial concerns about its suitability for the Pacific, the Spitfire proved its mettle, contributing to the Allied victory in this region. As the war progressed, the Spitfire continued to evolve, with newer variants introduced to keep pace with advancements in enemy aircraft technology. The Spitfire 14, powered by the Rolls-Royce Griffon engine, exemplified these improvements, offering greater speed, climb rate, and firepower. By the end of World War II, the Spitfire had cemented its reputation as one of the most effective and versatile fighters in the Allied arsenal. Its service, however, did not end with the war. Spitfires continued to operate in various air forces around the world, including the Israeli Air Force during the 1948 Arab-Israeli War and the Burmese Air Force during conflicts in Southeast Asia. The early variants of the Spitfire, including the Mk1, II, and V laid the foundation for its success. These models featured the iconic elliptical wings, a single-seat configuration, and were powered by different iterations of the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine. The Mki, with its Merlin II engine, achieved a top speed of 355 miles per hour and a service ceiling of 34,000 feet. The Mkv, introduced in early 1941, was the most produced variant during the war. It incorporated the Merlin 45 engine, delivering improved performance and reliability. The Mkv's versatility allowed it to be adapted for various roles, including as a fighter-bomber and reconnaissance aircraft. Midwar Variants. As the war intensified, so did the need for more advanced Spitfire models. The Mk9, introduced in 1942, addressed the threat posed by the Focke-Wulf FW-190. Equipped with the Merlin 61 engine, the Mk9 could reach speeds of 408 miles per hour and had a ceiling of 43,000 feet, making it one of the fastest and most capable fighters of its time. The Mk8, a similar variant, was optimized for tropical and high-altitude operations. These mid-war Spitfires featured improved armament, including the addition of 20mm Hispano cannons, which provided greater firepower against both air and ground targets. Late war variants. The late war Spitfires saw significant advancements in performance and capability. The Mk14, powered by the Rolls-Royce Griffon engine, represented a major leap forward. The Griffon 65 engine, with its 2,050 horsepower, enabled the Mk14 to reach speeds of 446 miles per hour and a service ceiling of 44,500 feet. This variant also featured a 5-blade propeller, enhancing its climb rate and acceleration. The Mk21 to Mk24 variants, introduced towards the end of the war and in the post-war period, continued to build on these improvements. They incorporated advanced aerodynamics, reinforced structures, and enhanced weaponry. The Mk24, the final variant, remained in service with the RAF until 1954, showcasing the enduring legacy of the Spitfire's design. Another significant advancement was the introduction of the constant-speed propeller, which optimized engine performance and efficiency at different speeds and altitudes. The Merlin engine itself was a marvel of engineering, featuring advancements such as a 2-speed supercharger and intercooler, which enhanced power output and high-altitude performance. The Spitfire's armament also evolved throughout the war. Early models were equipped with 8.303 Browning machine guns, but as the need for greater firepower became apparent, later variants incorporated 20mm cannons and even 30mm cannons in some specialized versions. This enhanced armament made the Spitfire a formidable adversary against both enemy aircraft and ground targets. The effectiveness of the Spitfire was not solely due to its design and technology. The skill and bravery of its pilots played an equally crucial role. RAF pilots, trained in rigorous programs, mastered the art of aerial combat and tactics that maximized the Spitfire's strengths. During the Battle of Britain, RAF pilots employed a range of tactics to counter the Luftwaffe's attacks. The Finger Four formation, adopted from the Luftwaffe, allowed for greater flexibility in situational awareness. Spitfire pilots also utilized hit-and-run tactics, leveraging their aircraft's speed and maneuverability to engage enemy fighters and then quickly disengage. As the war progressed, Spitfire pilots adapted to different theaters of combat. In the Mediterranean, tactics were adjusted to cope with the challenging conditions, including the use of lower-altitude engagements to avoid overheating engines. In the Pacific, the emphasis was on long-range escort missions and intercepting Japanese bombers and fighters. Several Spitfire pilots achieved A status, credited with shooting down 5 or more enemy aircraft. Among them was Douglas Bader, who despite losing both legs in a pre-war accident, became one of the RAF's top aces and a symbol of determination and courage. Johnnie Johnson, another celebrated ace, achieved 38 confirmed kills, making him the highest-scoring Western Allied fighter pilot against the Luftwaffe. The legacy of these pilots, along with countless others who flew the Spitfire, is a testament to their skill, bravery, and the indomitable spirit of those